Alright, Lego is back again with a little mini project, which is also kind of a cheat because I got another 1919 typewriter with glass keys, and I was like, I gotta redo this project I made a while ago. It worked very well last time, and I'm going to reuse a bunch of assets, a bunch of techniques, because I just think these are fun to make. So the first thing I did was take a high quality photo. Then I immediately started obscuring the caps of the keys, keycaps. And last time I did this project, I had black keys because that was what the Urania 8 typewriter had. This time they are more beige, cream colored, and I've got a bunch of different nuances to cover here. So these are different cream colored ones. So I'm going to need a different approach for how I put the text on top. But for now, what I'm just doing is taking a ellipse and sort of forming it on the go for every shape that I encounter, because there is some perspective to this. It wouldn't work if there was no perspective. It would look very fake if I had a picture dead on. So this is on purpose, trying to get an angle with a clear view of the keys and the typewriter itself, while still having that sort of perspective on the keys, so it doesn't look so flat. Now, having covered the keys that I want, notice I'm leaving the figure and the shift keys off because they don't really have a Gallifreyan equivalent, and I feel like it's more honest if I don't obscure those. Now I'm just adding some nuances, and I might tweak those later, but for now it does the job of sort of blending into what was there before. And this is where the cheating element comes in. Not only am I reusing techniques, I'm straight up reusing the font that I made last time for the Urania model. So I'm taking a copy of these and I'm straight up placing them at the appropriate keys. So that took, what, at least an hour and a half off of the project time here, because I'm basically just reusing assets and techniques. This took less than an hour to make, which admittedly I needed a break from the last project I made, so that suited me just fine. But right now I'm just putting the appropriate labels on, and this is a demo test of whether or not I can do the same thing I did last time, and I reckon I can. So it's basically just a unionized set of paths that I just place a perspective filter or perspective live path effect on to match the orientation of the keys, which gives it that distinct realistic look and makes it actually blend in to the point where it actually looks like it sort of belongs. So that worked very well last time. I'm just going to do the same thing here. After I edit the contrast a bit, because I need the keys, the text to be a little bit darker. But basically, this is the procedure from now on. I cheated by reusing the text, and now I'm just adding that onto the keycaps, trying to match the orientation and the style that would make this seem as if it was actually printed onto the key itself. And there's not a lot to it, actually. This is sort of, I mean, it's a bit of a gray area for a program like Inkscape, which is primarily vector based, to sort of bridge the gap between a raster image and manipulating it with vector objects. This would arguably be more suited for another program like a hybrid, like Affinity Designer, or maybe even full blown stuff like, I don't know. I think Illustrator also has some raster capabilities. But anyway, this is my tool, and every problem is a nail. So and it works out basically because I'm going to rasterize this in the end anyway, so it all adds up. Now the reason I don't know, maybe you thought about it, but the reason I don't have a lot of keys to work with, and that's incidentally the reason I don't have a lot of punctuation on this. Matter of fact, I don't have any punctuation. Um, is simply because of the age of the typewriter itself. This is from 1919, so it's a what's called a free bank key keyboard because every single key has three functions. So every key, apart from having a lower and uppercase letter, also has a character of some sort, including numbers and punctuation. So that's why in the Gallifreyan version here, I can't fit more than just the standard alphabet in Danish without some of the vocals, vowels. So having done that, I am now starting to create my text, the written text on the paper itself. So I'm just reusing some assets here to create a short string of words. And again, I'm just going to reuse the same technique from last time. I'm taking these and I am unionizing them so that I can manipulate the notes of the individual letters in a moment to give it that authentic written typeface edges. It'll make sense in a moment. Right now, I'm just adjusting the text so that the line space is similar. And now it's time to put it onto the page. Now this angle isn't too steep. It's less angled than the other project, so I have less of a hassle moving this in place. But once I'm happy with that, I'm just making a quick cutout of the actual type guide so that it actually is on top of the text. So I'm just making some quick trickery there to give it the illusion of it actually appearing behind the text. And last step before I'm finished is basically just adding the typeface effect. So I tried jitter nodes, it didn't work for some reason. So I just did what I did last time and made a simplified version of the paths. And when adding that on top, it really gives it that authentic smudged look so that it looks almost perfectly, but not quite perfect. And so that's a really quick tutorial here, I guess tutorial of sorts, where I made a second Gallifreyan typewriter. It was a nice short project, and thank you for watching.